annexation.
We're not going to be bowing to anybody. Hey, George, you know me pretty well. I don't bow.
You just bowed. He says he doesn't bow, but there he was bowing. He bowed. He bowed because he got called out on the fact that he's been running around for 3 years saying he has a relationship with Putin. He talks to him on the phone. He invited him to the Miss Universe pageant or Miss Universe in Russia, and they talked on the phone, and he couldn't have been nicer. And he said at the debate that he has a great relationship with Vlad. He talks to Vlad. He's been in a room with Vlad. They were both on 60 Minutes. They were stablemates. They sat in the same green room. And now he gets caught, and he says, "I don't have a relationship." What do you define a relationship? Well, you know, it's almost a reasonable out for Donald Trump. He wouldn't know a relationship if it bit him in his ass. Okay? There's Melania spooning a woman. She's not having a relationship with you, Donald. Oh my God. It's just amazing. And what about Ukraine? What does he understand about Ukraine and Crimea, which is the southern peninsula of Ukraine? Crimea. Okay, what does this man who wants to be the leader of the free world, who's kowtowing to Putin, who's saying, oh, well, Putin said I was a genius, therefore, he's my favorite guy in the whole world. He's my favorite person. I don't like Mr. Khan. I don't like his son who died in battle. I don't like John McCain. He's not a real, hero either, because I like people who didn't get captured. You know, these are the people I don't like, but I do love Vlad. I invited him to the Miss Universe. I was a stablemate. We were on TV together. We hung out together. I spoke to him on the phone. He couldn't have been nicer. Now he gets caught and he has to bow. He has to bow. He has to grovel. He has to weasel. What do you mean you're strong? You're a weasel. You're a ferret. Spineless. And not even cute. Ferrets are adorable. But here's the exchange about Ukraine. He doesn't understand what happened. Vladimir Putin invaded Crimea, as we all remember, and won. He stayed there. He annexed Crimea. So they asked him about Ukraine and Crimea. He has no clue what he's talking about.
Why did you soften the GOP platform on Ukraine?
I wasn't involved in that. Honestly, I was not involved. Yeah, I was not involved in that. I'd like to, I'd have to take a look at it, but I was not involved.
Do you know what they did?
They softened it, I heard, but I was not involved.
They took away the part of the platform calling for provision of lethal weapons to Ukraine to defend themselves. Why is that a good idea?
Look, I have my own ideas. He's not going into Ukraine, okay? Just so you understand. He's not going to go into Ukraine. All right, you can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
He's already there, isn't he?
Okay, well, he's there in a certain way, but I'm not there. You have Obama there.
In a certain way, he annexed the southern peninsula of Ukraine. He's there. So then finally, the conversation goes a little further. Now, I know that this is not top of your mind, but this guy wants to be the president of the United States. He wants to, get us out of NATO, which this is exactly what NATO is all about. NATO is about Russia, who is not part of NATO, annexing its neighbors. We come to the rescue of a Bosnia, a Czechoslovakia, a Yugoslavia, a Crimea, which is part of Ukraine. That is what NATO is there for. So finally he says to him, well, he says, you could just mark it down. You could write it down. If I'm president, he's not in Ukraine. And George Stephanopoulos, well, he's there already, isn't he? Well, he's there in a certain way. And then he follows up and he says, didn't he annex Crimea?